pink jumpsuits. But there's been no other changes to anti-bikie laws, and from this month, those laws include new licensing regulations designed to rid the tattoo industry of criminal gangs. So far, one parlour has been forced to close. Government agencies have also started processing applications for other industries, such as tow truck operators and pawnbrokers. But as Christina Harrison reports, critics argue the process is neither fair nor effective.
We're simple people, we work. I don't know where we have time for any criminal stuff.
We have an obligation, if the police advise us that they have an adverse security determination, is to refuse the licence application.
The Newman government's crackdown on industries with links to criminal gangs has begun.
We are determined to make Queensland a safer place for families.
Have you cut ties with the rebels?
No, I haven't.
The new legislation gives Queensland authorities the power to fine or shut down businesses.
We're scared at the moment. We've got a mortgage over our heads.
Police can refuse licences to tattoo artists, security guards, pawnbrokers, bookmakers, liquor licensees and towies.
Is the tow truck industry riddled with bikies or gang associates?
I don't believe so.
And have the right to keep the reasons secret.
People aren't actually getting up and swearing the evidence.
There is a high risk that more and more people are going to lose their livelihood.
Rockhampton residents Veronica and Bernie Bartley are the first two Queenslanders to feel the full force of the new anti-bikie licensing legislation.
I've got a knot in my guts. My husband's on antidepressants, he's not sleeping, he's laying there, you can hear him sighing all night, talking to himself.
The mother of 7, who also works in the disability sector, learned her application to run this tattoo studio had been refused less than a week after the June 30 deadline.
I'd rang the Commissioner of Fair Trade and he told me that we had to close our doors as of getting that letter.
Fair Trading has also rejected her husband Bernie's application to work as a tattoo artist.
Bernie's been operating here for 30 years and why would you close someone down until it was certain?
The operator licence form requires applicants to state whether they belong to a criminal organisation such as an outlaw motorcycle club. The Bartleys have known several local rebels for years, but say they're not close friends and have never been club members themselves.
They got nothing to do with our business, nothing whatsoever.
Industry members must also provide finger and palm prints and own up to any convictions under the Tattoo Parlours Act of 2013. Bernie Bartley admits he has convictions, including a suspended sentence for sexual assault, but says they're about a decade old and he's since turned his life around and become an active member of a local church.
Where do they let people move on with their life?
Under this legislation, he can't put his past behind him.
Terry O'Gorman from the Council for Civil Liberties says previous law wiped the slate clean after 5 or 10 years, depending on the offence.
These people have lost their livelihood on the basis of some secret evidence that has been gathered within the secret corridors of the Queensland Police Service. And under this government's legislation, these poor people can't know what the evidence is, their lawyer can never see it.
Well, see, this is
Steve Labarro, Fair Trading's Tactical Compliance Director, says the police service has the final say on applications and doesn't have to explain its decisions. The police also refused to talk to 730 Queensland about the Bartleys case and the law in general.
It'll be up to them to decide what information that they want to put forward.
The Bartleys are planning to appeal.
How can you argue against a body of evidence that takes away your livelihood if you can't see it?
Veronica Bartley says the decision has left 3 young artists jobless and thrown her family's finances into chaos.
This is just a complete injustice.
How you going, buddy? You all right? Doing well? Yep.
Jeremy Cook is one of 227 applicants still waiting to hear if his licence will be approved.
Nice design that, mate.
He's worked as a tattoo artist for 21 years and runs a parlour at Deception Bay, north of Brisbane.
Are you a member of a bikie club or are you associated with a bikie club?
I'm not associated with any club whatsoever except a BMX club with my son
I've never ever been associated with any of that sort of thing.
He sees no reason why his application would be rejected, but he's worried for his business, family and employees.
I think it's just all gone the wrong way about it, to be honest.
Application processing started nearly a month ago. So far, Fair Trading has refused only the Bartleys, approving 20 businesses and 73 tattooists. They're still looking into 227 business and more than 500 artist applications.
Anyone who has applied prior to the 1st of July will be able to keep operating while we make a decision about their application.
Applications for other industries are either being processed or have been approved. None have been rejected.
How do you think it affects the industry's image?
Badly. You know, again, they feel very victimised by it. Some people end up leaving.
Peter Biagini from the Transport Workers Union represents tow truck operators who are another focus of new regulations.
Target those people that are doing the wrong thing and deal with them. Don't target an industry.
The Transport Department is processing 64 tow truck licence applications. Police will check them all.
It's absolutely outrageous. In today's society, people doing the right thing should be able to be protected and be able to go about their ordinary day business.
It's the reason Mick Kosenko from the United Motorcycle Council of Queensland is determined to take the LNP's controversial laws to the High Court.
This licensing has destroyed an industry in Queensland. We're talking, maybe 600 families already are suffering.
The long-time Rebels member says he's run legitimate tattoo businesses for 25 years. While the odds aren't in his favour, he's applied for licences anyway.
I'm hoping that whoever oversees the decision of these licences can look at my criminal record, which I have none. They can see what I've done for the industry over the past 28 years. They can see I've been an upstanding citizen.
I think his ties to the gang will obviously preclude him.
Criminologist Terry Goldsworthy is a former detective and vocal critic of the government's anti-bikie laws.
Look, on the data that I've seen so far, with the refusals, etc., it doesn't seem that it is riddled with those who've applied.
But the Premier, Campbell Newman, is claiming victory, citing a 10% drop in crime in the past financial year.
It's happening because of the leadership of our Police Commissioner and because, as I said, the government has given them the laws and the tools to do the job.
Terry Goldsworthy warns the crackdown could backfire.
It seems to me like it's all too hard to manage them and it's just easy to stop them even going into a lawful occupation. Well, that may well have the effect of corralling them into committing, crime to survive.
While the government this week softened conditions imposed on bikie inmates,
we recognise that there are things that we have done that particularly have annoyed or upset Queenslanders.
its licensing regulations stand, leaving jobs hanging in the balance. Many applicants are pinning their hopes on a High Court challenge in September.
I think September will be a very important month both for the High Court decision and the response of the outlaw motorcycle gangs.
The two by-elections held this year have delivered record-breaking results. ABC election analyst Anthony Green says the swing of 18.6% in Stafford